This is Hannibal here from thehannibaltv.com with the daily wrestling news update. The big fighting event of the weekend in combat sports was the UFC from Madison Square Garden. It was supposed to be Jon Jones versus Stipe Miocic, but Jon Jones tore his pec. He's going to be out for about 8 months. We had one interim title crown for the heavyweight title since Jon Jones couldn't fight. There was a new interim heavyweight champion, Tom Aspinall. He knocked out Sergey Pavlovich, which was a knockout that happened in just over 1 minute of the first round. Very impressive. After the knockout, there's footage circulating of Logan Paul was in the front row, his reaction, Michael Bisping's reaction, and then it actually showed Stipe Miocic's reaction, which was kind of a stone face compared to the others. So I would say it's unlikely Stipe is going to want to fight him unless he's paid a lot of money. Depending on the outcome of Jon Jones versus Stipe Miocic, which Dana White says is the next fight that's going to happen, at least between Stipe and Jones. They both want to fight each other because the Aspinall fight would be more difficult for both of those guys. One interesting thing that happened here is both men kind of hugged before the heavyweight fight, and a lot of people, Tom Aspinall's on the right there. He's 6'3". The other guy's 6'5". A lot of people say this hug was kind of a fake hug as a way that Aspinall kind of measured the reach difference before the fight and helped him score the quick knockout. He's an Englishman, a very good babyface fighter. On Saturday's Collision, which was taped on Friday, the big announcement from Tony Khan was there's going to be a 12-man tournament called the Continental Classic. As far as I could tell, there's no actual prize from this tournament, otherwise being a tournament winner. Keep in mind, Ring of Honor, for the most part, a lot of title matches happen on AEW, and there's 6 Ring of Honor titles, 8 AEW titles, so there's already 14 titles. I don't know how many of those are over. Why don't we, in my opinion, as a booker, which I don't have a rich father or anything, a billionaire father to give me a company with the notoriety of AEW. So God bless Tony Khan. I'll never be in control of a company like his, but to me, I'd focus on trying to get the 14 titles that they already have over rather than tournaments. To me, are boring. They are incredibly boring. I still remember Stampede Wrestling once. They had a paid show in Olds, Alberta. And it was a show at a rodeo. And it started because it was a free show. It had like 1,200 fans. And by the end of this tournament that they booked, there would have been lucky if there's 50 people in the audience. And even my girlfriend at the time that had driven there with me was like, why did they book like a 4.5 hour show for an event where it's like new fans? Why not book like the best matches and have it end at a normal time? Of course, this tournament's different. It's going to go over a couple of months, or at least a month, from what I understand. The winners are going to be crowned at the next pay-per-view, and it starts at the 22nd edition Dynamite. But to me, tournaments are boring, particularly when there's no prize at the end. Chris Jericho wrestled for DDT earlier this morning in Tokyo, Japan. He defeated Konosuke Takashita. So Chris Jericho enjoying his independentness. James, how are you doing? What AEW needs is a general manager on the show. To me, there's too many general managers in wrestling. I don't know. I think 5 hours of product is just too much to follow. I don't know. Good. I'm really happy that AEW pays so many wrestlers. I would love to wrestle for AEW one day and get one of those contracts that I understand are minimum 150,000 US. I would like to know what the minimum money that Ring of Honor pays. What, if anyone knows the minimum amount that a Ring of Honor contract is for Tony Khan, please let me know in the description. I would love to know that. And by the way, I did post a compilation Nasty Boys video that came out yesterday, 3.5 hours. Some people were asking me what I bleeped out when Brian Knobs was talking about New Jack. It was the N-word. He was saying it in a joking manner. He also mentioned that Hogan says it more than him, which he also said in a joking manner. But yeah, you can't use that word on YouTube, to my knowledge. And just like, as far as I know, you can't snort cocaine on YouTube, which is why NWA's great angle there with James Mitchell didn't make it on YouTube, but apparently you can post it on Facebook, because for people that want to see it, it is on Facebook. Still no news on this big top 20 network that the NWA is supposedly going to be on. One thing, I was watching some NWA the other week, and they do this in all the companies. This is one of the reasons why I hate modern wrestling, because there's a match going on in NWA, and then like in the middle of the match, and I'm pretty sure it was Zack Ryder, maybe I'm wrong on this, but like a match is going on and just Zack Ryder's music hits or whatever, and then the match stops and he comes out. It's like, could you imagine in UFC that there's two fighters fighting and then another fighter's music hits and everything stops? It's like, to me, that's just, I know wrestling is fake and predetermined, whatever you want to say, but to me, that just takes the whole realism out of it, because you can't just, even in an amateur match, can you imagine like an NCAA match happens and someone's music starts playing and they're just going to stop wrestling? To me, that's not old school. If NWA is trying to go old school, the most thing they're doing at old school is having fat guys wearing unbecoming rig outfits. And I'm not hating on NWA. I'm glad they're around, and I wish them luck. And I really do like Billy Corgan as a person, even though I never met him. I would love to interview him sometime, but there's some stuff in there. I don't think they're old school. There's a lot of stuff in there that makes them not old school, including the cocaine angle.
Thank you for watching the Hannibal TV. Please like this video if you enjoyed it, and click the subscribe button to not miss any